Hey folks, I'm Chris, and I'm your Commander Mechanic. Here on the channel, we take viewer-submitted decks and give them a tune up. Let's take a look at what deck is in the workshop today. All advice given in this video is advice only. Always play Commander your way. This format is, above all else, about having fun. Today's deck comes from viewer Sambo, who says they're finding it hard to build a deck helmed by Brawl Precon legendary Syr Gwyn, hero of Ashvale. They write, "I'm struggling with this deck as I feel it wants to do too many things. Knight Tribal, Voltron, equipment theme, all while still maintaining utility. It needs focus. I need to be able to recover from a board wipe. I'm also trying to keep the budget under $200. Syr Gwyn is a great commander for reasons you've mentioned. There's a lot of ways to build the deck. With Vigilance and Menace, along with 2 equipment and knight themed abilities, it seems easy to just go all in, jamming as many knights and equipment as you can. However, Syr Gwyn is also in Mardu colors that don't have a lot of access to ramp outside of artifacts or temporary rituals. That means losing Syr Gwyn just once can mean the end of your plans. We can see that your mana curve is very high at the 2 mana slot. All of your artifact ramp, the majority of your equipment, and many creatures all clock in at 2 mana. While this is fantastic for keeping your curve low and ensuring that you can cast your spells, it also means that the later the game moves, the less relevant each new card may become. For instance, Student of Warfare may be great on turns 1 or 2, but it's going to cost you 8 mana to make it relevant beyond turns 3 or 4. Right now, you're split almost perfectly evenly between creatures, artifacts, and utility spells. The indecision of your deck building is clear here. Let's choose one theme to be your main. And I'm proposing you go all in on a Voltron build, where you suit up Syr Gwyn, or another creature, with enough equipment to just one-shot an opponent. Your end goal here will be to win through combat damage. You've got some fantastic choices for equipment already in the deck. Blackblade Reforged, Sunforger, and Embercleave are all excellent. But there are some that are less than ideal, like Mace of the Valiant, and some that get less effective if we pivot to a full Voltron build, like Stoneforge Masterwork. There are a few equipment currently in the deck that really are only good if Syr Gwyn is on the battlefield, like Heartseeker, or Argentium Armor, or Colossus Hammer. With such high equip costs, they need to be reduced to 0 with Syr Gwyn, or you won't be doing much with them. That's why we need redundancy to make these equipment good. If we move towards a full Voltron build, we should only be looking to cast Syr Gwyn, then equip and attack that turn itself. That means we'll be looking for more equipment that give haste and other benefits. Look at Chariot of Victory or Fleet Feather Sandals. We want to avoid Lightning Greaves, however, as the shroud granted by them won't allow us to further equip Syr Gwyn unless we can move them to another creature, which we can't always count on. Consider giving Syr Gwyn a few more swords. A knight can never have enough weapons. Let's add Sword of Vengeance, which also grants haste, trample, first strike, vigilance, and pumps Syr Gwyn's power. Sword of the Animist not only pumps a creature's power, but helps ramp as well. Sword of Sinew and Steel also helps pump power while protecting Syr Gwyn from the two biggest removal colors, red and black. If we're moving Knight Tribal to a sub-theme, we can drop a few of the less than stellar knights. Worthy Knight, Silverwing Squadron, and Smitten Swordmaster lose a lot of their utility considering we'll be reducing the volume of non-equipment based creatures in the deck. Inspiring Veteran and Valiant Knight can be removed as well. Valiant Knight's double strike activation is good, but 5 mana each turn to activate it can mean that's often all you're doing on your turn, instead of activating equip costs if Syr Gwyn's not on the battlefield. It's more efficient to keep Silverblade Paladin, since the only creature you really want to give double strike will be Syr Gwyn, and you don't want to have to pay mana to do it. If we're looking at good creatures to add in, anything that helps protect Syr Gwyn is a solid choice. Mother of Runes and Giver of Runes both keep Syr Gwyn from being stopped by instant speed removal, and Bastion Protector will ensure Syr Gwyn is not only bigger, but indestructible as well. We may also want to add in creatures like Phyrexian Crusader, who is not only a knight, but helps support the Voltron strategy. Bloodsorn Steward is also a knight, but also pumps up Syr Gwyn and also grants haste. These are all things that we want to support. Lastly, Olivia Mobilized for War is another surprise knight that can also pump Syr Gwyn and grant haste. While looking at the spells to support this new all-in strategy, we'll want to keep in mind that we're using Sunforger, an amazing equipment. This lets us tutor for red or white instants. This means we'll want to ensure that the tricks we have up our sleeve come in the form of instants that cost 4 or less mana and are either red or white. There's a great new spell out of the Ikoria Commander product, Flawless Maneuver, which can not only be tutored, but is also a great gotcha to protect Syr Gwyn. You can also run Rakdos Charm for some excellent utility, and Mortify to help clear some permanents that might keep you from killing your opponents. Remember, as long as it's at least part red or part white, Sunforger can fetch and cast it. Now that we're not focusing on Knight Tribal, we can also remove some enchantments, like Etchings of the Chosen, Knight's Charge, and Radiant Destiny. Then, let's ensure you can help keep your opponents off their game plan with Disruption. Here we'll look at Rest in Peace, to shut off graveyard strategies, Fire Covenant, which is a selective board wipe, and Winds of Abandon, which help clear all of the creatures off the board except yours, and can make way for some big attacks with Syr Gwyn. With this advice in mind, I've put together my tune-up. We've reduced some of the creatures that are in just for the sake of being knights. We've narrowed down some of the sorceries and enchantments in favor of a few more instants, and we've included some more equipment that pack a punch. Our ideal scenario now is to play Syr Gwyn, suit them up, and on the same turn eliminate an opponent. This means it's going to take us 3 turns, ideally, to win the game. Otherwise, our fallback scenario is suiting up our supporting creatures and getting incremental value while pressuring our opponent's boards with selective wraths and targeted removal. If you want to find room in your budget for some pricier pieces, consider Enlightened Tutor, which can find equipment or utility enchantments. Pure Steel Paladin can be included for redundancy for Syr Gwyn's equip cost reduction. And Smothering Tithe, which has been creeping up in price because it's hands down the best card in white to be playing. As always, keep in mind that Commander is about having fun your way, and all of this is just advice. There is no right or wrong way to play EDH. If you want to submit a deck for a tune-up, you can email me at cmdrmechanic@gmail.com or find me on Twitter at cmdrmechanic. Or you can even leave a comment on this video. I'll read them all. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more tune-ups. Until next time, good luck and have fun.